Okay, we made it to the end of lecture 1, and there's just a few wrap-up things I want to say here. First of all, um, the next steps. So keep learning and practicing. From just listening through this, you will not have learned much. You really have to type this thing out. Go into the practice notebooks, which I collected here. And I know this seems like an awful lot, but just take your time, go through it slowly, try and do a little bit every day. You'll be doing extremely well. Also, we have generated some suggestions to apply this to other problems. So some similar calculations, where similar programs where you solve different problems like dilution calculator or molecular weight, like we've done PCR mix calculator, things like you use in a lab, protein yield calculator. These are all quite cell biology, molecular biology specific things, but don't be put off by that if that's not what you're doing, because really the most important thing that you could do if you want to be on a learning journey is to really start thinking about a similar thing that you can do for your own good, and then uh, something that you catch yourself to again and again. But if you manage to do that, and if you manage to apply these basic concepts into your own program that you can use yourself, you will have learned, you will have really processed your learning, and that is probably the best way to uh, really so make quick advance with Python. It's a bit like learning a natural language. When you're in the country and talk to actual people and really use the language, you learn it much quicker than when you're just reading books somewhere. Um, as I said, something to think about is really file input and output to connect files to this. If you're interested in that, again, if you have a problem like that and you want to solve it, ChatGPT or Claude is really good at helping you to gain further insight. So you can say, I have this program, how would I plug in a file? How would I output, how can I do that? You'd be amazed how good these tools are, especially for these very simple programming things, and also to explain you and to teach you how to use this. But I haven't covered this here now because I think this would be over. And then we'll deal with files and readings of large sort of tabular data in lecture 3 and 4 with pandas and data analysis. Yeah, so complete the exercises, review and experiment with the code in the website and on the Google. Bring questions to the lab. That would be really useful if you have already a play around before next Monday, and then you know what you want to do. There's probably very advanced people in the course, but also complete beginners. So we want to make sure that everyone is taken care of. And finally, just a few other resources to access. If I'm not explaining things very well, then there are experts that are much better at this than me to explain and teach you Python. We will provide for the Sussex students, we will provide you access to DataCamp via DataCamp Classroom, and I will generate assignments. So here we will just go through the basic Python lectures in DataCamp, and they're very interactive, so they are very useful for learning as well. But there's some really good other Python resources. I love Talk Python. They're great and they have actually brought out a course for Python for data scientists just now. So have a look at that. And also there's a good podcast. Real Python, again, they do a good podcast as well, which introduces concepts and a lot of tutorials, but these are paid resources, obviously. And yeah, there's various books. Python Crash Course is one of them. And there's loads of resources for Python and bioinformatics. And so have a look at this resource here. We'll provide you with further links later on. And yeah, I hope this was useful for you, and I will see you in the lab and then in the next lecture.